Are you sidelined? You're feeling the FOMO? Well, don't worry. No rally ever started with everyone perfectly positioned. It's not how it works. You don't need to perfectly buy the bottom either. You're probably not going to perfectly sell the top. The real money's made in the middle. Bull runs pick up steam. It drags in more and more participants. In fact, that's kind of how bull runs work. It's just this constant rush of people coming in and pushing the prices up. But of course, no one wants to be the top blaster. Someone's going to be extra liquidity, but you don't want to be you, okay? You want to be the smart money. It's a tricky call. Can you catch momentum? Can you jump on board while there's still time to make a shit ton of money? Still profit from the meat of the move, or is it already too late to buy altcoins? No, come on. Today, let's look at the evidence and see if the risk reward still looks good from here. First of all, when you look at some alt charts, you can see that many coins are still down dramatically from all-time highs. Now, some coins like SUI are pretty close to their previous highs. But a lot of coins like Cardano, Avalanche, Chainlink, frickin' Ethereum still 50% almost under its all-time highs, 40% maybe. There are many more. These have plenty of room to run just to get back to previous highs. Not even mentioning going to new highs. The caveat here is that altcoins are not going to get back to all-time highs. There's the psychological trap to avoid called anchoring bias, where you reference everything to previous focal points, such as high prices in a completely different cycle, when coins may not perform like that in this cycle. So we need to be careful not to have these kind of false expectations. Be honest with your bags, okay? Look at your bags and find everything to hate about your bags and say, do I still want to own this after that? Well, not everything's going to return to highs. If a token is good and still has attention and still has narrative, it's got a lot of room to move probably in that situation, and that could be a buy even at current levels. In that case, you need to look for breakouts to the upside, okay? Weekly MACD, bull crosses, stuff like that, downtrend breaks. When XRP broke out of its long-term downtrend, it moved very forcefully and looks like there's still plenty of upside to come for XRP this cycle. XRP fits the previous description well. By the way, it's got narrative, development, community, and basically, love it or hate it, it's big ticker, so when it breaks out, it can perform and people know what it is. I know that one, I'm gonna buy it. It's like, I like the dog with the hat on it, I'm gonna buy it. And look, that model can really be applied right across the board. Strong coins, they explode upwards when they break out in the right market conditions, when they have that right hype, the right narrative. That's why meme coins tend to do so well. They have the hype and narrative. So look for tokens that are still in consolidation periods. There's plenty of them. Look for coins that are knocking on resistance. There's plenty of them. Look for good pullback points. You might want to look out for, again, the MACD flipping bullish on tokens that are on your radar. Good momentum signs, right? And you can also look at the others chart. But before we dive into that, guys, if you're not trading on BitUnix yet, you're missing out. This is the exchange to be on right now. Super hot exchange, no KYC, no VPN, really no BS trading over here. Just come over, trade all the big coins. They got your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Solana, your XRP. You want to trade a dog coin? They got dog coins, man. They got Dogecoin. They got dog with hat. They got a bunch of their dog coins over there. It's like a kennel, man. It's nuts. The zoo, when you figure out they got the frog coins, the penguin coins, those are the hot coins to trade anyway. Here's the deal. Not only is this exchange available to everyone, everywhere, that's you, you can also get some sweet bonuses when you use the link down below to sign up. You get $10 to start your account. You're going to get all kinds of other cool stuff, $400 deposit bonuses. So you deposit $1,000, get $200 back, deposit $2,000, get $400 back. That's crazy, man. That's just like free money. Go get that free money and up to $2,000 in trading bonuses. Go check it out. Link down below. So. The others chart. You ever see the other guy's movie? That shit's hilarious, man. Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell. Anyway, so the others chart tracks the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 coins. Gives a pretty good view of what's happening overall with altcoins. Check this here on the weekly. Look for it moving up with some decent amount of volume, as it is right now. Again, you can look for a crossover on the MACD, which also is happening right now. You can see it bouncing off the 200-day moving average in April, breaking above the 50-day now. Looking pretty interesting. Over on the daily too here, the strong downtrend breakout and a possible pennant forming up right now. Then on the total 2 chart, which basically excludes Bitcoin, so everything in crypto minus Bitcoin, you can see the altcoin market cap bouncing up. A long-term channel led, of course, by the monster move in Ethereum, which added like $100 billion of market cap in the last 2 weeks. Looking like, of course, now it can continue moving up to the top after a bullish reversal right at support. While we're looking at the charts, there are some other indicators that are bullish for altcoins right now. We've got Bitcoin dominance currently going down, and Bitcoin dominance has been really strong this cycle, okay? So it's not a done deal yet, but Bitcoin dominance going down means it's good for altcoins. ETH BTC ratio has actually bottomed out potentially and is rising. Also, take another look at Bitcoin dominance from a zoomed out perspective. Yes, it's dropped and alts have rallied, but it's still a tiny correction compared to huge drops from previous bull markets. It meaning that there's still shit tons of opportunity. When Bitcoin dominance is like 30, it's over. Cycle's done. Sell your damn altcoins. So imagine what alts will really do if this thing really starts dropping, still up around 60 something, maybe. So far, we just got a hint at which coins are ready to perform in a proper alt season too. There's also USDT dominance, which keeps track of, well, when this drops, it suggests that Sidelined capital is flowing back into the market and we can get solid pumps. The USDT dominance chart looks to be in a current downtrend. And if it breaks through the support around 3.9%, then again, we could get a much faster drop here as money basically floods back into altcoins and people keep, coming in, top blasting everything. Plus, you can always pull up the handy old altcoin season index, which is actually saying that it's not altcoin season yet, indicating that you are not late and it's probably a decent time to be positioning yourself into some of the altcoins that you like. Again, most of them are down between 50 and 90% still, and some won't recover, but quite a few will, especially the hot new things of the cycle. But that isn't something you want to rely on by itself. By the way, it's just a useful extra thing to check in with. So all in all, there's plenty to suggest that there's a shit ton more to come from altcoins this cycle, and altcoins, of course, will be the big money makers. You can just take a wider, less technical view of things if you want, but put simply, do you think Bitcoin reached a new all-time high this year? Yes, I do. If you don't, then you probably shouldn't be in anything right now. But if you do think so, then it follows with reason that things are going to get a little crazy and alts are going to send absolutely crazily, okay? Look at what's done well recently. Those are probably the coins that continue to do well, okay? And remember, guys, just bull runs don't last forever. To quote everyone's favorite arch-globalist supervillain George Soros, says, when I see a bubble form, I rush in to buy, adding fuel to the fire. What I'm getting at here is that this is crypto, guys. You're going to get the most ferocious bubbles imaginable. They happen all the time. They're beautiful, they're incredible, and they pop, and it's destructive. You should absolutely be riding the wave when it's going, but before you hit the wall, you got to get off the surfboard, man. And it all happens lightning fast. So you have to remember to keep locking in profits, dollar cost average out, take money when money's on the table. If you make life-changing money, gosh darn it, change your life. And that's especially true if you're jumping in late to a trade. In that case, look at the price from the perspective of early buyers and think about when they're going to look to offload at key resistance points and stuff like that. Where would you sell if you were in that position? You want to be out before the large holders really start selling and crash the price. You need to have realistic expectations here too. If you buy after a major breakout to new all-time highs, then yes, you're late to the move. And it doesn't mean you can't make money, but you have to temper your expectations. You're probably gonna make less money. If you're buying way above an all-time high break, I got bad news for you. That's called being exit liquidity. And you need to not do that. Let somebody else take that knife, man. But if you do decide to do that, well, the market will thank you for your sacrifice. The people who bought earlier will be selling to you, locking in life-changing money. Also, don't forget that everything hinges on Bitcoin. Altcoin seasons come after Bitcoin makes its biggest moves. So if Bitcoin rallies to 150K between here and let's say August, that's an altcoin season brewing, baby. Bitcoin really starts, of course, then in a bearish trend, as always happens. And when Bitcoin sneezes, altcoins, I don't know, get AIDS and die, essentially. They get annihilated beyond belief. We are far from that point right now. We're at the stages of early recovery. Yes, some things like Mudang has gone up like 1,000% in the last 2 weeks. It's an outlier. Most coins, especially the technical altcoins that do important shit, haven't really moved very much. Memes have had some pretty good moves, also some pretty decent pullbacks. Most of them are still 70, 80, 90% of their previous all-time highs, even if they went up a few 100% in the last few weeks. So you're still early even to those. Perspective. Thanks for watching.